and I'll be your host for today. Welcome to Arm Drop Live in Toronto, Canada. All right, we need 5 minutes. We're putting cars in lanes. Cars have gone all the way from the pits. We have motorcycles. We have fast cars. Today it's all about getting to the finish line first. A lot of you heard the drivers meeting, but that's up to them. Your job today is to have a blast. It's to celebrate the victories. I love the ooh when they go through the line, because all you're going to see is a win light. Cheer for the cars that you want. Have a blast today. Know that it's going to be the quick 8 we start with. They're going to run once and then they have a lot of time to cool down. Every other group, it's a hot lap, arm drop competition, meaning they're going to come right back around and race again. You heard the fields. The 9-second class is 16 cars. The 10-second class, 32 cars. The 11-second class, 32 cars. The 12-second class is going to be 16 cars, and we have 16 bikes. All those racers are racing for money. 3 of those groups are racing for a spot in any Pinks All Out they choose to go to. Now it's going to get good. Remember, we start with the quick 8, then the motorcycles and the slowest cars, and build to the fastest cars. All these cars are separated, and bikes are separated by less than 2/10. Less than 2/10. That is an arm drop, all right? That's an arm drop.
Car number 266, we need you to the staging lanes ASAP. Last call, car number 266, do the staging lanes now, please, Rick.
All right, thanks, Rob. Rob's getting those final calls out. So, the way that it works, with arm drop racing, we travel the country. We're doing 25 shows this year to find 10 spots for next year.
We need the following bikes to the lane. Following bikes to the lanes, 208, 399, and 218. 208, 399, and 218 bikes to the staging lanes, 1 and 2 right now.
Test, test, test. All right, I gotta keep my hands free. Hands gotta be free. All right, so we're just waiting on the motorcycles right now. We're waiting on the motorcycles right now, and we're gonna start the show. We're about 5 minutes away. So we travel around the country looking for 10 spots for next year. We know for a fact that if Toronto will have us and Arm Drop is still going, this will be one of the spots we'll come to every year as long as we're doing Arm Drop racing. The reason that's significant is because Pinks, most likely because of tax issues and hassles and this and that, this would be a difficult place to go to any Canadian spot to do a Pinks All Out. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't even know if Pinks All Out is going to be picked up for next year. They let me know in October when we're doing a Pinks All Out. So the best chance to see Arm Drop racing and have some fun with us on this is shows like this. So it's a pleasure to be here. Again, the way I designed this show is to make it that my wife or my mother could come to one of these and understand what's going on. We eliminate a lot of the confusion in the process. So if this is your first time at a track, it's very simple. The cars are going to line up, and they're going to be even when they line up. And the way that you know that they're even is they get into these staging lights right here, these bulbs right here. There's 2 sets of lights, a top set of lights and a bottom. Once the cars are in, both sets of lights will be lit. Once they're in, we know those cars are dead even, they're exact. I'll then arm drop, and it's the first car to get to the finish line moves on in the competition. How that arm drop works is, I'll put out 2 arms, down right, down left. That means both cars have to be ready. Now if they jump or move at that point, we'll send them back. But once my arms go up over my head, it's 2 to 5 seconds. The second I move, they move. If they move before I move, and you see it, this is the sign. You exit like this. I rely on your eyes and your eyes as much as my own. Now I've arm dropped thousands of cars, but sometimes it's so close that I miss it. But a lot of times, they're going to tree me. Now what that means is, I move and they move almost at the exact same time. That's just a good, hard pass.
We need bike 99, bike 208, and bike 318, and car 266 to the staging lanes ASAP right now, final call. Bike 99, bike 208, bike 318, and car 266 to the staging lanes right now.
All right, thanks, Rob.
Scott Forbes in the 266, Carter.
All right, thanks, Rob. That's good. So that's how it works. They move, I move. If they move before me, they're disqualified. If they go too fast, based on how fast these cars qualify today, if they magically pick up all this mile per hour or all this ET, that means they were sandbagging in their qualifying. That's not fair to their competitor, and somebody's going home. So this is the process that it takes today that you'll be seeing once we get rolling. A car comes up in stages. That means they get into those staging lights we just talked about. They'll get in, they're ready to go. I start the arm drop. Their job is to move when I move, and not before. That will eliminate them. Then watch for this. Watch for their tires. See if their tires hook with the track. It's called launching. See how they launch. If their tires spin, there's a great chance they're going to lose. Then they start going down the track. That's 1,320 feet. It's a quarter mile. It takes a human 42, 43 seconds to run that. These cars, when we get fast, super fast, they'll be in the 8 to 9 second range to cover that same distance. They have to stay what's called in the groove. That means they're going to stay right in the middle of the track. If they float out of the groove, they can get in trouble. Okay? So it's hooking at the track, hooking and launching, not jumping the arm drop, staying in the groove, getting to the finish line first, beating your competitor, and not go too fast. And on top of that, they can design plans to build a house. I know, this is crazy what we ask them to do. They have to be perfect. They have to be perfect to win that money. And when I say win, I really don't mean win, I mean earn. Why? Because their temperatures in their cars will be up over 200. It's a hot lap competition. They're not going back into the pits and taking a half hour to cool down. They're coming right back and running again. The car has to hold together. The racer has to hold it together. First to the finish line moves on. Loser goes home. And they have to be perfect on the day to earn that cash and that opportunity to win on a Pinks All Out. We are now down to just a few more bikes that we're waiting.